Sometimes people just suck. And as a leader, knowing how to deal with that, knowing how to deal with ourselves and how to coach or deal with them can be really tough. That's what we're talking about today on With Purpose. I think you're going to enjoy this episode, but before we get to that, let me just tell you that I'm glad you're here. I know something about each of you. The fact that you are willing to take 10 minutes out of your week to listen to this dude ramble on about some leadership topic, and then take another few minutes to plan your week ahead and do it with purpose means that you care about your leadership, that you care about your people and your organization. And I want to tell you I appreciate that. And I think you're doing an awesome job. So thanks for being here. Let's dive in. So sometimes people let us down. And how we deal with that as a leader is really important. But it's not actually up to us on how we should deal with that because people are different and we need to deal with them in a way that's going to be impactful or hit home with them. The lesson that I learned a long time ago that relates to this comes from a guy named Henry Cloud. Henry Cloud is an executive coach, psychologist, works with like Fortune 500 companies, sports teams, well-known people, and he helps them perform at their best. And he has a framework for dealing with people that he calls the wise, the foolish, and the evil. We're going to link to a YouTube video. It's about 20 minutes long down in the show notes that you can watch on this later if you want. I would actually highly recommend it. Or if you want bonus points, you can order his book, Necessary Endings, and this is chapter 7 in that book. So, the wise, the foolish, and the evil. So Henry contends that there's basically 3 groups of people in terms of how they respond to feedback or when we need to give them corrective action. And of course, this is a very simplified version of reality in our world, but I do think thinking about things in the way he lays out is very helpful. So the first group of people that we are going to give feedback to are the wise people. And they react by saying thank you. Like they are genuinely grateful that you have given them an opportunity to improve or pointed out something that they couldn't see for themselves about their performance or how they were impacting other people or how they're showing up in the world. So these people, the wise people, are going to be grateful. I'm sure you can think of people in your past or maybe on your team now that when you give them a little bit of coaching, they are truly grateful. So those are wise people. Next up, we have foolish people is what Henry calls them. And foolish people, when you try and shine a light on something that they maybe need to improve or do a little differently or that they don't realize is impacting other people in a negative way, instead of being grateful for that feedback, they try and adjust the light. That's the words that he uses. So they try and deflect this feedback, and the blame is always on somebody else. Or in Henry's words, the problem is never in the room. And so with foolish people, the way that we talk about correction with them is by talking about the fact that when we talk about the correction with them, it never changes anything. These are people that we have likely had these corrective conversations with repeatedly, and we haven't seen any progress. And so the next time that conversation comes up, instead of going in to the same routine that you have in the past with them, what I want you to do this time is sit them down and say, we've talked about this before. I don't want to talk about it again. What I want to talk about today is why talking about this problem with you doesn't seem to have any impact. Don't let them deflect. This is a problem that they have to own. And so putting the focus, the light back on them, and why they have been unable to resolve the issues that you've pointed out several times is where the conversation needs to rest. So that's how we deal with foolish people. And then there's the last category of people. And these are the people that suck. These are evil people. They have bad intentions. And actually, they're really pretty dang rare in our world. I think most people fall into the wise or foolish category. And they are either really grateful for feedback or they just need to look at things a little bit differently. And we can coach them. We can help them do that. With evil people, people that have truly bad intentions, this is where Henry says we don't deal with them. We get lawyers, guns, and money. We call the police. We call our lawyer. We pay them to go away. Like there is no changing an evil person, and it is not somebody that you want in your life. These are the people that suck. And so if you have an evil person on your team, in your life, harassing your organization, it's better to just take the steps right now to put as much distance between you and that person as possible. All right, so that's how we deal with people, wise, foolish, and evil. I love this framework from Henry Cloud. Like I said, I hope you'll watch the video in the show notes because I have gone back and watched this thing several times. It's very good, very good. Now we'll transition into our questions for today. We're going to start with gratitude. I'm feeling pretty dang grateful for something that I have learned a lot from through the years, and this episode actually reminds me of it. The Global Leadership Summit is an event that happens every year that I have gone to. It's speakers from all over the world talking to people all over the world at the same time, and that's where I saw Henry present this framework for the very first time. And so I'm really grateful for that. What are you grateful for? Next up, let's make a list of the things that we want to get done this week that we don't want to do. I know you've got them. I've got them. I have to recharge one of my car batteries that I let die. It's such a pain in the butt, but I do it every year. I don't know why I can't stop myself. So anyway, I hope you'll make a list there. Let's transition now into some reflection questions. We are going to focus our questions on the first two categories of people. So first up, the wise people that you have in your organization. I want you to take a minute and list them out, or maybe just in your life. Like this doesn't have to be just a work thing. This can be at your church, in your home. Make a quick list of people that you believe are wise, like how they relate to you, how they take feedback, has proven that they see that as a gift. And then my challenge to you this week is to send each of them a text and just tell them you appreciate them and that you see that in them. Next up, let's talk about the second category, the foolish people, the ones that try and adjust the light, deflect the feedback. The problem is not with them, it's with somebody else, obviously, right? Is there somebody like this in your organization that you need to have a different kind of conversation with? Write that name down and then schedule a time on your calendar this week to do that. All right, that's it for this week's episode of With Purpose. I hope your week ahead is a fantastic one. I hope that you will invest in somebody, give some good feedback to somebody, work with your team to help them improve, and spend some time working with yourself to make sure you're progressing on your leadership journey as well. We'll see you next week.